Interrupting your programming again because of a new tornado warning that has been issued, and this includes the city of Hartford. This is the same storm we were watching about an hour ago as it was coming out of the Litchfield Hills, but as it's been moving into the Connecticut Valley, it is maintaining rotation, and we actually just saw it out the window here. There is a low wall cloud that is slowly rotating, and the question is, will that rotation tighten up enough to get down to the ground? The tornado warning includes the city of Hartford, it includes West Hartford, it includes Farmington, it includes the south side of Avon, and it goes all the way to Manchester into Glastonbury and the eastern side of Glastonbury as well. This storm is moving to the east fairly slowly at about 30 miles per hour, and the warning is up until 6:30. If you are within this area, this is similar to yesterday. It's a matter of, will the rotation get tight enough to produce a tornado, but the threat is there. And in addition to the potential tornado, there is also lightning, which you can especially see here on the north side, and unfortunately yesterday there were some lightning issues, so it's important to get inside if you are anywhere in the greater Hartford area from Enfield all the way down to New Britain. If you're within these areas, you're close enough to at least be affected by the lightning that's in the storm. Now let's talk about the potential tornado that's now approaching the Hartford area. We'll zoom you in. Here is the city of Hartford. Here is West Hartford. Here is Farmington, and up here would be the reservoir in Farmington too. The potential tornado at this point in time is about to cross into West Hartford. You can see the hook that appears here on the radar. We'll switch you to the velocity mode of the radar, and this is showing us how the winds in the storm are turning, and there is a signature here that suggests a tornado may be occurring at this time. So let's zoom in to some specific areas, and it looks to me like it's more on the north side of West Hartford as you head up toward Route 44. So we're talking places like St. Joseph's, University of St. Joseph, and then as you head up toward Bishop's Corner too. In these areas, this is where the possible tornado is at this point. West Hartford Center, you're close, certainly close enough, and you're in the warning that you've got to be inside, lowest level of your home. A basement is preferable. Here's the ice skating rink in West Hartford, and then the hook right here is over 44 as if it was coming down out of Avon. So the possible tornado right now appears to be on the north side of West Hartford, but these things can move. They can sometimes reform, so you've got to take this seriously if you're anywhere within West Hartford, also within Farmington. And actually, here's Northwest Catholic, just to give you your bearings here. And then you'd head up toward Tumblebrook Country Club on the north side of town. And up here, this is where the possible rotation is, basically right over the Renbrook School. And then in here, you're getting poured on with very heavy rain. Rachel Frank said it's really loud with thunder and lightning up in this area near Bloomfield as well. And Route 178 right here, Route 185. This is the part of the storm where you're getting heavy rain, possible hail, lots of thunder and lightning. Down here would be where the possible tornado is. So let's put a track on this storm so you can get an idea of how quickly it's moving and the places in the path. Again, the actual tornado warning includes the city of Hartford, it includes West Hartford, it includes the east side of Farmington, but if you're in downtown Farmington, this is pretty much now to your east. It's more West Hartford, the north end of Hartford, and then we'll have to see how this evolves as it approaches the river. Outside the warning itself, Bloomfield, Windsor, you're getting hail, you're getting lightning, you're getting very heavy rain. The National Weather Service says at the moment the storm is moving to the east at 40 miles per hour. So we'll take a track on where the possible tornado is. Now again, you may get affected by the storm in terms of wind and hail, separate from this, and rain too. But the possible tornado would be into the city of Hartford at 5:58, into East Hartford at 6:03, into South Windsor at 6:08, and into Manchester at 6:10. We will have to see if this holds together or if it does strengthen at all. But if you are in the city of Hartford, certainly if you're in West Hartford, and if you cross in over the river into East Hartford and Manchester, this is a storm to take very seriously at this time. You've got to go to the lowest level of your home, a basement, and if you have friends and family who are outside right now, maybe people are outside in Hartford or outside in East Hartford, still by the pool or cooking out, hanging out outside, you've got to get them inside. Because even separate from the tornado, as we saw yesterday at TPC River Highlands, lightning is a threat in and of itself. And there is a lot of lightning in this storm too. We'll put the lightning tracker on it just to give you an idea of how many strikes we've had in the last 15 to 30 minutes, and it looks like about 34 strikes. A lot of those on the north side, even up to Simsbury, outside of where it's raining. there are some strikes that have been indicated. But the core of this storm is going right over 44, headed through Bishop's Corner in West Hartford, and then going to head into the city of Hartford, especially the north end of Hartford. We'll zoom you in. We'll get a couple of more streets on here. And again, it's continues to show right over 44. Here is John C. Clark Elementary School. Here's Northwest Catholic High School, which is north of Bishop's Corner. The possible tornadoes right in this area. So our friends in West Hartford, our friends in the north end of Hartford, up around U-Hart too, you've got to be inside. This is a storm to take seriously. A tornado is possible. As we see it right now, this is still a radar indicated tornado, meaning we are seeing the rotation in that. And the problem in the Hartford area is we are far away from the radars that scan these storms. There's not a radar in central Connecticut. So these storms are being looked at 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 feet up in the air, and then the Weather Service has to make a determination. Is that rotation strong enough that it could form a tornado? And their determination is yes. So you've got to treat this as if it were a tornado coming right through the north side of Hartford and eventually approaching 91, South Windsor as well too. We'll put up the velocity scan again to give you an idea of how this is looking, and wow, you can clearly see the difference between the red wind blowing one way and the green wind blowing another way. And we'll get some streets on here to be super specific as to where this possible tornado is. It looks like right here, here's Asylum. Here's Route 44. This is coming right into downtown Hartford. Here's Dunkin' Donuts Park here. So if there is a possible tornado at this point, it looks like it's crossing over from West Hartford right into Hartford proper itself. Elizabeth Park, another spot that's likely in this too. I'm actually going to briefly put up our live tower camera, which is in the city of Hartford, and this is looking out toward Dunkin' Donuts Park. So if there is a tornado with this thunderstorm right now, it's over here. It's just off the side of the screen. We'll have to see as this continues to move whether or not we're able to capture it on our camera. We do have another tower camera I can show you too, and this is from our tower camera up at our transmitter in Farmington. And yeah, look at this storm. This is looking at it from the other direction. This is looking at it from the west. Down here would be Yukon Health. The city of Hartford will be over here. You can see the big clouds, and you can see the very heavy rain that's falling out of those clouds right now. Tough to see if there is any rotation or a tornado. I'm seeing a little lowering here. But regardless, I think you can tell by the picture here, this is a storm to take very, very seriously. And we'll check back on these cameras as we go through the next 5 to 10 minutes. Ooh, look at this cloud here. This is the edge of the wall cloud, I think, with the storm. So the storm starts rotating, and that wall cloud rotates. And if that rotation gets tight enough, you get a funnel cloud. If the funnel cloud gets big enough to reach the ground, you have your tornado. And that is possible right now on the north end of Hartford, around Elizabeth Park in West Hartford, up over toward Asylum Avenue too. We'll go back to the radar and we'll check back on these cameras. It's pretty rare you've got a possible tornado going right into the capital city, but that's what we're looking at right now. So again, we're not here to scare you, we're here to prepare you. And the bottom line is you will be safe if you are inside, lowest level of your home, preferably a basement, and if you get as many walls as possible between you and the outside area. But again, it's right over Hartford right now, and you saw that on both the tower camera and our city cam. If you're south of downtown, perhaps down toward Newington, it may not even be raining, but you can probably hear the thunder and lightning. The very worst of the storm is basically from the Capitol north. And you can see that we still have these reds and greens indicating winds blowing in different directions, essentially right over downtown Hartford. There's Dunkin' Donuts Park. We have wind blowing in one direction, 40 miles per hour indicated by the radar. And then just on the other side, you head up more toward the hospital, it's blowing in this direction. And that rotation is what we watch for a possible tornado. So there is a potential tornado right now on the north side of Hartford. It's going to ride along 84 here and approach 91 in the Connecticut River just about right now. So anybody in downtown Hartford, you've got to be inside. If you live in a multi-story building, do what you can to get to the lowest level possible. And then if you're east of downtown in East Hartford, South Windsor, and Manchester, we will have to see how this storm evolves as it continues moving east. I want to take you right back to our live tower camera. Again, the radar shows rotation right here, just on the other side of 84, and that's essentially where our tower camera is pointed right now too. You can see the big wall cloud. It's tough to see if anything's coming out of it Sometimes these can be wrapped or covered in rain, but regardless, the point is the same. You've got to treat this like a storm that could be producing a tornado and may produce a tornado at any moment. And this is coming right in to downtown Hartford. We'll put the tracker back on this because while West Hartford, especially the eastern side of West Hartford, bordering the west end of Hartford, and Hartford itself are kind of in the direct path at this point, this is going to jump over the Connecticut River, and we'll have to see whether or not it holds its strength. And it may do that because this is an environment that's very capable of continuing a storm to this magnitude. And again, it's right now over the center of Hartford. We've got very heavy rain around Bloomfield, just east of Gillette Ridge. Then you head into Windsor. We've got some very heavy rain and some thunder and lightning, probably some hail falling there. So taking the possible tornado and putting the tracker on it to give you an idea of where it's going. I think it's riding more along the north side of this warning. So Glastonbury, you're in the tornado warning, but I think based on the current storm track, any possible tornado will probably go on the north side of Glastonbury. It's more East Hartford at about 6:04, so in about 3 minutes. Manchester 6:11, Vernon 6:15, and then if it holds together, Rockville 6:19 and Tolland 6:25. But right now we have a possible tornado that's going through the middle of the city of Hartford. This is the second day in a row a tornado warning has been posted for the city of Hartford. That's not something that we see very often at all. But the indications on radar is that this storm could at least possibly produce a tornado. And when it gets to that threshold, the Weather Service has got to issue a warning. They were hesitant to do so after it weakened coming through Torrington, but coming out of the Farmington Valley, it looked to tick up a little bit, and that's when they went ahead and issued that warning. If you're in Farmington, you are in the clear. The storm is over in Farmington. If you're in West Hartford Center, the possible tornado risk is over, but you're still close enough to be affected by lightning. So stay indoors if you're in the middle of West Hartford. If you're in the city of Hartford, especially the north end of Hartford, and especially as you head up toward Windsor, this is the most concerning part of this storm, the possibility for rotation and a tornado, and also a lot of hail, heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. The National Weather Service at this point says they're continuing the tornado warning, and it's possible that in this core to the north of the storm, there may be hail that falls at more than an inch in diameter. That's some pretty big hail, and that would be from Bloomfield to Windsor, and if it keeps going, it would get into Vernon and maybe Tolland as well. So I actually want to put up the hail tracks. We have not looked at this in the last 15 minutes. And it does seem like the radar does indicate the possibility for some hail. You see a little bit here, right around 187 in Bloomfield. That would be fairly small hail. But it's possible if this keeps ticking up, there could be hail of more significance. The good news right now is that the worst of this storm has moved out of downtown Hartford, and we may actually have a better shot of it on our camera. When you were with us a few minutes ago, the worst of the storm was here. Now it's over here. So it's crossed through the west end of Hartford. It's pretty much crossed through the north end of Hartford. The possible tornado is now going over the Connecticut River and headed into East Hartford. So I still would say if you're in Hartford, lowest level of your home, stay inside because this is a serious situation. Just want to give it another couple of minutes. But I think the worst of the rotation based on both the radar and our tower camera. We're the only station in Connecticut that's located in downtown Hartford, and we have a camera right up on our building that was able to capture that as it came through. So yes, based on both radar and the tower camera, I would say the possible tornado has gone over the Connecticut River, it's gone over Interstate 91, and it's now probably paralleling 84, maybe just up toward 291. Right in here, we still have a hook echo right over East Hartford. So this is where the possible tornado is at this point. And I'll put this into motion just so you can see how it's moved. It went right over the north side of Hartford, and now it's over here, between 84 and 291. Centered right over East Hartford. Velocity mode, which again shows us the winds in the storm. I have to say the signature doesn't look as strong as it did earlier, but the tornado warning is still up. The possibility is still there that this could evolve into a tornado again. I like what I see here. in one regard, but I don't like what I see on the other mode of the radar. So we still have that possibility of a tornado. I will say this, if you are in Wethersfield, which I know yesterday Wethersfield got smacked with that thunderstorm with hail, thunder, and lightning, and Glastonbury, yes, you are technically in the tornado warning, but the possible tornado is way to your north. It's up closer to 84. So if you're watching us from Newington, which is not in the warning, Wethersfield, the south side of Hartford, Glastonbury, the threat of a tornado has ended there. But you're still close enough to this thunderstorm that there could be lightning. And as I mentioned, we saw yesterday what lightning can do. That in and of itself can be dangerous, and warnings aren't issued for lightning. They're issued for either damaging wind gusts, hail, or a possible tornado. We just got a new scan in on the radar. And again, this is moving along fairly quickly. It looks like to me the possible rotation and the possible tornado is right over East Hartford, just to the north of 84. So here's East Hartford Golf Club, here's East Catholic High School, here's Buckland. If there is a tornado, it's likely right in this area at this point. We'll put the velocity up to give you an idea. And again, it's not real strong. Oh, we just got a new scan. And there is some red going this way, green indicating motion that way. And it's in the same spot that we saw that hook. And when we see those match up, that tends to indicate rotation. So we'll zoom you in to give you a real good look. We'll get some streets on here. Here's East Catholic High School. Here is 84. Here's Wickham Park. Been there before, right off 84. Here's the Tolland Turnpike. And we just got another scan that shows this is moving along. So the possible tornado seems like it's now moving out of East Hartford and starting to approach the Manchester area. But I will say this, the rotation on here does not look as strong as it did earlier. What I'll do is back this up just so you can understand why the tornado warning was issued. We'll go back about an hour or so. We'll move this along. And as it comes into downtown Hartford from your left, from the west, you can see, there was a real good signature here when it was right over West Hartford. We looked out the window, we saw the wall cloud from here in the downtown area. And then this moved right through downtown. And you can see right there, the greens and reds right together. That was right when it was over Elizabeth Park and near Uhart too. We were showing you that live on the air. And now, as we move this along, you can see it's kind of lost that signature a little bit. We don't have the bright greens and the bright reds next to each other. That's an encouraging sign to me that maybe for now this storm is in a weakening cycle. Sometimes, though, they can re-strengthen, and the warning as it stands now is still up from the National Weather Service until, let's see, 6:30. But you can tell just by looking at where the storm is located versus where the polygon is, it has moved a little bit. It does appear that they've adjusted the polygon some. And again, if you're in this red polygon, we call it, that means you're in the tornado warning. Manchester now included in the tornado warning. So for our friends in Manchester, although it seems like the storm is not as strong as it was a short time ago, it's moving in your direction. So South Windsor, Manchester, Vernon. Get inside, lowest level of your home, preferably a basement. And you should really already be inside because I'm sure you can hear the lightning, or I should say hear the thunder and see the lightning that's out there right now. And again, it's pouring up over South Windsor. In this part of the storm, this would be where hail is falling right now, from east of Route 5 over Route 74 up into Ellington and Rockville too. Very heavy rain, thunder, lightning, likely some hail coming down at the moment as well. Manchester, you have been added to the tornado warning, and I would say if you live north of 384 in Manchester, that's the most concerning area at this point. If you're south of downtown, more down toward Glastonbury, you're probably going to be okay here. We see the rotation and the possible tornado in this storm right in this zone at the moment. We'll put it back to the velocity so we can see the potential rotation, and we're really just seeing a lot of motion this way and some slight motion that way. So there is still some twisting, but it's not the bright green, bright red indicating two different directions up next to each other like we saw a short time ago. And we'll have to see, maybe the Weather Service, this thing's zipping along. They may be able to either drop this early once it moves out of this area, or we'll see if they end up extending it. If there is a tornado, though, at this point, it's north side of Manchester, Buckland, right over Interstate 84. As you go through here toward the Manchester Mall, that would be an area right now where there is the possibility for a tornado happening. What we'll do here now is we will put on what we call the shear tracks. And we got an update. Let's see what this is. New alert. Okay, so what we're seeing here is the tornado warning set to expire at 6:30 will likely be replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning, which they've already come out with. And this is up till 7 o'clock. And you can see that it's mainly from Manchester, north and east, up 84 through Tolland, and then eventually, as you get up toward the Yukon area too, that would be next in line. This is a severe thunderstorm warning indicating the possibility for wind gusts of 60 miles per hour, hail that may be an inch in diameter, and winds, as I mentioned, to 60 miles per hour. But also, we're still watching the rotation. It's not as strong as it was 20 minutes ago, but there still is some present. So for now, what they're saying is we'll lower the threshold a little bit. We'll drop the tornado warning. We don't want to overwarn on these things. But if the rotation ticks back up, another tornado warning may be issued. I mentioned before, too, this storm is definitely moving along at a pretty good clip. They've got it at 35 miles per hour. So we will update the tracker to give you an idea of where this is going. It's right over Vernon now. Moving to the east and northeast, this puts it into Rockville at 6:18, Tolland at 6:22, Storrs, the Yukon campus, 6:30, and Willington would be in line too, probably close to 6:30 for this as well. You should be prepared for very heavy rain, thunder and lightning. If you've been outside enjoying a hot summer day, you've got to get inside as soon as you hear thunder. And for a matter of fact, if you're within this severe thunderstorm warning, good idea to get inside right now because lightning can strike well outside the thunderstorm itself. And there may also be some hail, but so far I haven't seen too many reports of significant hail out of this particular event. Checking in on what the Weather Service is saying. It looks like they got a picture of what could have been the same wall cloud approaching Hartford that we saw, and I actually tweeted it out on my Twitter feed too, just before this warning came out. And I did see a notification from our producer with an update in our channel. I'll see if that's a report of significance. But again, if you're in the city of Hartford, I know the tornado warning is still up. Trust me, the tornado threat has now ended in Hartford. This tornado warning here will be allowed to expire. At Manchester, you're on the edge of it. There is still the possibility of a tornado in Manchester, but right now this storm seems to be in a cycle where gusty winds, possible hail, heavy rain and lightning are the main threats for the meantime. We'll keep an eye on the rotation as it keeps moving east because it's plenty humid, it's plenty warm enough for any of that to make it down to the ground, for any of that to possibly fire up too. I've got my Twitter feed open. If you happen to see anything, if you're in the city of Hartford, if you're around this area and you've got any pictures or damage reports, we always greatly appreciate those. You can get me on Twitter. That's usually where you can get it the fastest. And I understand we're covering up the soccer game, but it's our obligation to bring these warnings to you, and this is the way it goes. And it was including the biggest part of our viewing area and the capital city. That's not something you see very often. It's certainly not something we take lightly, but we are sensitive to the fact that the game's being covered up. And we'll do our best to get off the air as soon as we get the all clear. Again, they say this warning is going to be up until 6:30, but my suspicion is it will be dropped as soon as this gets out of Manchester, and when that happens, we'll get you back to the game. So let's zoom in just to show you one more time where the possible tornado is at this point, and it's come just out of the north side of Manchester into Vernon. You still see this notch in here. That's indicating still some rotation within the storm. The velocity mode of the radar, that's showing some good news. We don't see the greens and reds. And with that, the Weather Service has now dropped the tornado warning. A severe thunderstorm warning continues. I'll quickly show you that, and then we'll get you back over to regular programming. But again, the tornado warning has been dropped. It has been replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning that's up from Vernon, riding up 84 toward Tolland and northeast Connecticut. If this is upgraded to a tornado warning, we'll be back with you. But as promised, we'll get you back to regular programming.